73% of shoulder injuries in people over 60 could actually be prevented, and almost nobody hears that number from their own doctor. Physical therapists who specialize in aging bodies repeat the same warning again and again, that the rotator cuff rarely fails simply because of age itself. It fails because the small stabilizing muscles wrapped around it go quiet for years while nobody notices. Have you ever reached for a plate on a high shelf and felt a sudden, sharp pull deep inside your shoulder? If that question made you wince a little, you are far from alone. Shoulder pain after 60 is one of the most common complaints physical therapists hear, and it rarely shows up out of nowhere. It builds slowly through years of carrying grocery bags on one side, reaching overhead less often, and quietly favoring the arm that hurts less without ever really deciding to. At first, it feels like nothing much. A bit of stiffness in the morning, a small twinge when you put on a jacket, a shoulder that clicks faintly when you brush your hair. Then one ordinary day, something as simple as pulling a suitcase down from an overhead bin turns into real pain, and suddenly everyday tasks start to feel uncertain in a way they never used to. Maybe you have already started avoiding certain movements without ever really talking about it out loud. Here's the part that changes everything though. Your shoulder is not simply wearing out the way a pair of old shoes does. It's a joint held together mostly by muscles and tendons rather than bone, which means it responds remarkably well to the right kind of training, even later in life. Women and men who begin working these small stabilizing muscles in their 60s and 70s routinely regain the ability to reach a top shelf, carry a heavy bag without wincing, or hug a grandchild without that familiar catch of pain interrupting the moment. This is not about lifting heavy weights or pushing through discomfort to prove anything. The 3 movements in this video use nothing more than a simple resistance band, performed slowly and with full control, and they target exactly the muscles that keep your shoulder joints stable and comfortable. Stick with them consistently, and your shoulders can genuinely feel steadier within a matter of weeks, not years.
You probably already know the specific moments that give your shoulder trouble, whether that is unhooking a bra behind your back, zipping up a dress, tossing a pillow onto a top bunk when the grandkids visit, or simply sleeping through the night without waking up because you rolled onto the sore side again. None of that means something is broken beyond repair. It usually means the muscles that were quietly protecting that joint for decades have simply drifted out of the routine. And the good news is that muscles, unlike bone, can be coaxed back into shape at almost any age. Before we get into the exercises, I want to tell you about a woman named Carol, because her story is really the reason this video exists. Carol is 66, and for almost 2 years, she quietly stopped doing certain things without ever fully admitting it to herself. She stopped hanging her own curtains. She let her husband lift the suitcases whenever they traveled. She started buying shirts that pulled on over her head instead of ones with buttons, simply because reaching behind her own back had become something she dreaded. Even brushing her hair in the evening had turned into a small negotiation with her own arm, a quiet wince she learned to hide from her family. Her doctor told her it was probably just the kind of wear and tear that comes with the years, and for a long time she believed him, until a physical therapist looked at her shoulder for less than 2 minutes and asked a different question entirely. He asked her to try rotating her arm outward against light resistance, and within 3 weeks of practicing exactly that motion, Carol was back to hanging her own curtains without a second thought. By the 2-month mark, she was carrying her own suitcase through the airport again, something her husband still teases her about. What struck Carol most was how little the routine actually asked of her. Just the resistance band, a few minutes 3 times a week, and the willingness to move slowly instead of rushing through it the way she rushed through most of her day. She admitted afterward that part of her had expected to be told she simply had to accept the limitation, the way people sometimes assume aging automatically means giving things up one by one. Instead, she learned that her shoulder had simply been asking for attention it never received, and once it got that attention, it responded. The exercises that therapist gave her that day are almost identical to the 3 you are about to learn right now.
Strong shoulders start here. Banded external rotation. The first movement is called banded external rotation, and if you only ever do one shoulder exercise for the rest of your life, physical therapists will often tell you this should be it. It directly strengthens the infraspinatus and teres minor, 2 small rotator cuff muscles tucked underneath your shoulder blade that are responsible for keeping the ball of your shoulder joint centered every single time you lift your arm.
When these muscles weaken, which tends to happen gradually and silently over the decades, the joint starts to shift slightly off-center during ordinary movements, and that tiny, almost invisible shift is often exactly where shoulder pain quietly begins. To perform it, stand tall with your elbow bent at roughly 90 degrees and tucked gently against your side, holding one end of a resistance band while the other end is anchored at around waist height, perhaps looped around a doorknob or a sturdy table leg. Keeping your elbow pinned lightly against your ribs the entire time, slowly rotate your forearm outward and away from your body, then return to the starting position with that same slow, deliberate control, never letting the band snap your arm back on its own. Aim for 3 sets of 12 repetitions on each side, moving through the full motion over about 3 or 4 seconds rather than rushing through it. A common mistake here is letting the elbow drift away from the ribs as the arm rotates, which quietly shifts the effort away from the rotator cuff and into the shoulder cap muscle instead. So keep a light towel tucked between your elbow and your side if you need a reminder to hold it in place. If you feel any sharp or pinching sensation deep inside the joint, simply shorten how far you rotate rather than pushing through it, since a light band performed with perfect form will always do more for your shoulder than a heavy band pulled through with a jerky, uncontrolled motion. Breathe out gently as you rotate outward, and breathe in as you return, since holding your breath tends to tighten the neck and shoulders in a way that works against the exercise rather than for it. Any light resistance band from a pharmacy or sports shop will work perfectly well here, and if you do not own one yet, even a short piece of an old bicycle inner tube tied into a loop can serve the same purpose while you decide whether to invest in a proper set. Many people notice within the first 2 weeks that overhead reaching starts to feel noticeably steadier, and that steadiness is the rotator cuff quietly doing its job again, holding the joint exactly where it belongs.
Building real strength, banded lateral raise. The second movement is the banded lateral raise, and its purpose is a little different from the first. Where external rotation stabilizes the joint from the inside, the lateral raise builds the outer deltoid muscle that supports your arm every time you lift it away from your body, whether that means reaching a cup down from a high shelf or holding a hairdryer overhead while getting ready in the morning. Many people over 60 notice this exact motion becoming tiring far sooner than it used to, and that early fatigue is usually a sign the deltoid has quietly lost endurance rather than raw strength. To set up, stand on the middle of a light resistance band with both feet a comfortable distance apart, holding one end of the band in each hand down by your sides with your palms facing your body. Keeping your elbows very slightly bent rather than locked completely straight, raise both arms out to the sides until they reach roughly shoulder height, forming something close to the shape of a T with your body, then lower them back down with that same unhurried pace you used to lift them. 3 sets of 12 repetitions is the target here, and the tempo matters more than the exact height you reach. So if raising all the way to shoulder level feels like too much on a particular day, simply raise a little lower while keeping every single repetition smooth and controlled. Watch for your shoulders sneaking up toward your ears as your arms rise, a very common habit that quietly shifts the work onto your neck instead of your shoulders. So keep your neck long and relaxed the whole way through. A gentle burning sensation in the outer shoulder toward the final few repetitions is completely normal and even a good sign, but any sharp pinching near the top of the shoulder means it is time to lower the height of your raise for that session. Over the following weeks, expect the band that once felt challenging to start feeling comfortably manageable, which is your cue to consider a slightly heavier resistance rather than more repetitions. Think of this movement every time you struggle to lift a full watering can or hold a grandchild against your hip for more than a minute or two, because that same deltoid endurance is exactly what carries you through moments like those without your arm giving out early.
The overlooked movement, the banded face pull, and it tends to surprise people because it works muscles most of us never think about, the small ones tucked between your shoulder blades that pull your shoulders back and down into good posture. Years of driving, reading, cooking, and simply sitting at a table tend to round the shoulders forward little by little, and that rounded position places constant, quiet strain on the front of the shoulder joint every single day without you noticing. Strengthening the rear deltoids and the muscles that draw the shoulder blades together can noticeably ease that ongoing strain while also improving how upright and comfortable you feel while standing, walking, or simply sitting through a meal. To perform this exercise, anchor a resistance band at roughly chest height, Hold one end in each hand and step backward until there is gentle tension pulling on the band. Starting with your arms extended straight out in front of you, pull the band toward your face by driving your elbows out and back, almost as if you were trying to bring your hands level with your ears, squeezing your shoulder blades firmly together at the very end of the motion. Then extend your arms slowly back to where you started. Perform 3 sets of 12 repetitions, focusing your attention on that squeeze between your shoulder blades rather than on how quickly you can finish. A frequent slip-up is letting the elbows drop low toward the waist during the pull, which turns the movement into more of a rowing motion and takes the focus away from the rear shoulder muscles it is meant to target. So try to keep your elbows roughly level with your shoulders throughout. Keep your neck relaxed throughout the entire movement, and if you notice your shoulders creeping up toward your ears instead of staying down and back where they belong, that usually means the band tension is a touch too heavy for right now. Many people describe feeling taller within the first month of adding this single exercise, simply because their posture has quietly begun correcting itself one small pull at a time. Family members often notice this shift before you do, commenting that you seem to be standing straighter, and that outward change is really just the visible sign of the smaller muscles between your shoulder blades finally pulling their share of the load again. Before moving into your weekly routine, it is worth pausing on one honest point. These 3 exercises are gentle and low impact, but if you have had a recent shoulder injury, a prior surgery, or if you feel sharp pain rather than the normal mild fatigue that comes from working a muscle, it is worth checking in with a doctor or physical therapist before continuing further. Mild soreness the day after training is a completely normal sign that a muscle is adapting and growing stronger, while sharp, pinching, or radiating pain is your body clearly asking you to slow down and get it looked at properly. Dizziness, numbness running down the arm, or pain that lingers for several days without easing are also signs worth mentioning to a professional, rather than working through on your own. Learning to tell the difference between those 2 feelings is what allows you to keep progressing safely for years to come, rather than pushing through an issue that only grows worse with time. A short warm-up before you begin, such as a minute or 2 of loose arm circles and gentle shoulder rolls, also goes a long way toward preparing the joint for these movements, especially first thing in the morning when everything tends to feel a little stiffer.
Your weekly shoulder routine. Consistency matters far more than intensity when it comes to shoulder health, so here is exactly how to fit these 3 exercises into your week. On Monday, work through all 3 exercises in order: external rotation, lateral raise, and face pull, completing 3 sets of 12 repetitions each with a short rest of about a minute between sets. Tuesday becomes a rest day for the shoulders specifically, though a gentle walk or light housework is always welcome and encouraged. Wednesday repeats the full sequence of all 3 exercises exactly as you did on Monday, giving your shoulders their second focused training session of the week. Thursday is once again a rest day, allowing the small, stabilizing muscles you worked to properly recover and continue rebuilding behind the scenes. Friday brings your third and final training session of the week, once more moving through external rotation, lateral raise, and face pull, with the same 3 sets of 12 repetitions each. Saturday can be used for gentle stretching if your shoulders feel tight, simply reaching your arms softly overhead and across your chest without any band involved at all. Sunday is a full rest day, and by the time Monday rolls back around, most people notice their shoulders already feel a little more capable than they did just 1 week earlier. Training 3 times a week with a full day of rest between each session gives these small but essential muscles exactly what they need in order to adapt and strengthen without ever becoming overworked or inflamed. As the weeks pass and the movements start to feel easy rather than challenging, that is your signal to reach for a slightly stronger band, keeping the repetitions and the slow, controlled tempo exactly the same. Most people find that moving up in resistance every 4 to 6 weeks keeps steady progress going without ever feeling rushed. It can be tempting, once you start feeling stronger, to add a 4th or 5th session in the same week, but these particular muscles are small and recover more slowly than larger muscle groups, so more sessions without adequate rest tends to backfire, leaving the joint irritated rather than genuinely stronger. 3 well-executed sessions with true rest days in between will outperform 5 rushed ones almost every single time.
Think back to Carol for a moment. She did not need a complicated gym program or hours of her week to get her shoulder back to normal. She needed 3 specific movements done consistently, along with a bit of patience for the small, steady progress that real strength is always built from. A few months after she started, she told her physical therapist that she had finally hung new curtains in her guest room entirely by herself, and that the moment felt bigger than it probably should have. Her husband still jokes that he lost his job as the official suitcase carrier of the family, and Carol laughs every time she tells that part of the story. That is really what this routine offers you as well. Not some dramatic overnight transformation, but the quiet return of everyday movements you may have slowly stopped noticing you were avoiding in the first place. Every time you complete this routine, you are rebuilding the very stability your shoulder joint depends on, one controlled repetition at a time, week after week. Carol is just one of thousands of women and men who have discovered the same thing in their 60s, 70s, and beyond. That a shoulder which felt permanently limited can genuinely open back up with the right attention, and that it is honestly never too late to start giving these muscles what they need. If your shoulders have been quietly asking for a little more attention lately, give these 3 exercises a real chance this week, and notice how they feel by the time Friday comes around. You do not need any special equipment beyond a simple band, and you do not need a gym membership or a training partner. Just a few quiet minutes and the willingness to move slowly and pay attention to how your own body responds. Subscribe to Fit Old Woman for more routines built specifically for bodies over 50. Let me know in the comments which of these 3 movements felt the most challenging for you. And join us in the next video where we will turn our attention to keeping your knees strong and comfortable for the years ahead.